some point in our lives, we're going to go travel. For business or for pleasure or for whatever reason, a lot of people want to and a lot of people will experience it. When you go to major cities, most of them have a system of rapid transit, or famous ones are the subway, or in Chicago, the L, which is what's up here. And I think it's really important, just especially for us, to understand how to use rapid transit when we're traveling, because it saves you a lot of money, and it's just a quick way to get around and to not pay for parking. Now, here is a rapid transit card. I was just in Chicago about 2 weeks ago, and what my friend and I will do, we take the bus down. It's a 6-hour bus ride, it's only like $5. And then you go, we get off and we take the stop ad. We get on here at Grand, and then you take it into the loop, which is like the system where all the different colors for all the different like train stations are. And then we get on the red line, and we take it all the way up to Barwin. And that's where my friend's apartment in Evanston is. And I mean, it can get really confusing, especially in the weekends in downtown Chicago. Things get really crazy, there's tons of people. And I think it's important to know how to get on, know where you're going, and use correct manners and etiquette when you're on there with the other people. So for us, a lot of times we have luggage, and for a lot of people who are going to be traveling, you're going to have luggage, which is very uncomfortable, and you've got to like carry it on your lap and try to like sit in your seat and make sure all the seats are open. And it can be really uncomfortable, but it's something you just have to deal with. You can't be blocking the ways because people can get really mean if you do. Another thing is you always need to have cash, because you can't get a transit card with a debit card. You have to have cash to put it in the little machine and get your card. Then you go to the turnstile and you put it in and you can get on. And you only have to use this once for a ride. So I can use, it's like $2.50. I use this, and then I go all the way to the top of the red line. It's awesome, and it's a really nice way to get around. It's good for the environment, and it's good for me and my gas money. Another thing is, once you get on, sometimes it's pretty crowded, and you have to sit with people you don't know, which is, for some of us that's uncomfortable. Even if you are outgoing, you don't want to like strike up conversation with people you don't know. So avoid eye contact with strangers. I made the mistake once of staring at someone's baseball hat for too long, and like a 30-minute L ride later, I had his phone number, his Facebook URL, and his business card. He was like bleeding too, because he'd been playing rugby that day, so it was really scary. But you just need to not look at those people. Maybe stay quiet if you're by yourself. Last time I was there, our L stopped for 15 minutes with no air. The lights went out, and I was stuck by a man and his wife who were like battling over the White Sox and the Cubs. And I got like roped into their baseball conversation. And it's like one of those times where you want to stop talking to them, but then you feel awkward because you're still sitting next to them. So it's better to just keep to yourself. And then the other thing that's very important is to know where you're going before you get there. Because once you get out of the loop down here and go up into Argyle, Lawrence, it's just like a wooden patio in the middle of nowhere. And the first time I went, I actually got off at the wrong stop by myself, and it was like me on this wooden lit patio thing and some crazy man who was rooting in the trash can for old transit cards so he could get the money off of them. It was really scary. I was able to get back on and find my way, but it's just dangerous if you don't know where you're going and you get lost somewhere, you can't find your way, that kind of thing. It's important to get your own copy of the map, know where you're going, know how to get there, how to get on, how to get off. Don't talk to strangers. It's bad. And that's all, but once you've been on a subway system or a rapid transit system, you should know how to use most of them, because the L, the subway, once you get into Europe, there's a ton of them. It's just important to know how to use them, because it'll save you time, money, and also it'll give you some good stories.